Hey, what is going on, ladies and the gentlemen? My name is Quarbit, and I will be your host today for Europa Universalis 4. Welcome back to episode 34 of our Anglophile achievement run here as Great Britain. I believe today will be the Mess with Europe once again day, because we messed a little bit with the Muslims over here. We did a lot of stuff to Bengal, who, despite the majority here being nothing that they'd prefer, it doesn't matter because apparently their state religion is Sunni for probably a really good historical reason, but not one that I'd be able to tell you off of the top of my head. Anyways, yeah, I think today we'll do a little bit of stuff with Lubeck and potentially, was it Bremen or was it, might have been Ostfriesland. I think it's Bremen. Let me check up here actually. Of course we saw the Seas Alexandria and blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, there's that stuff. That's a little bit later. Okay, we've done all this stuff. Conquer Brittany, that's a later thing once we full annex France, which won't be for a little while. Same with Angevin. Control the electors will be after that. Seize Burgundy, that's really not that much to ask for because it's just Austria. So, that should be pretty easy after a little while. Next we have Great Britain Ascendant, which is nearly impossible unless we just destroy the HRE. In fact, it is impossible unless we destroy the HRE, because we can no longer convert, actually. So, yeah, unless we get the rebels, and that's a whole other thing we're going through if we're talking about that. I don't really want to go through the whole HRE mechanics just to get the I think it's the hereditary rule. Eviger Landfriede. Yeah, that's this one. That's the disallow internal HRE wars, right, that's the one, okay. We're not really going to go with that. I don't want to do that. Actually, it's proclaim Erbkaisertum, which is even further. That's the hereditary rule. That's exactly what I thought it was. Anyway, instead, we're going to go and control the Hansa, hopefully today. Bremen and Lubeck. And then the Hanseatic East for Gdansk and Riga. Riga, owned by Russia, that's really less of a problem, because Russia and I hate each other anyway. Gdansk will be a bit of an issue. We can't exactly buy it from the Commonwealth, despite the fact territory was probably traded for monetary value very often throughout all of history, especially with good friends and just wanting one thing. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and just start ourselves off a little bit strong here. If I can please select the navies, cool. We're gonna head over probably to here, in theory. That's where we're going to start. It looks like Sweden's a little bit dead on the inside and outside. I don't know how Denmark accomplished this, but goddamn is it impressive. Sweden, oh, Denmark, Dithmarschen, Holland, and... oh yeah, Dutch Columbia. Forgot about that. Anyway, I think there was very briefly for a second here, I think there was a revolted Netherlands, but that is a very dead dream now. We might see Holland from the Netherlands, actually. They have more or less the provinces required except for Friesland, so we'll see how that whole thing goes. Anyway, let's keep on converting. Is this sorted? It's not sorted. I very much like to have my sorted lists. We'll take that one, please and thank you. So the boys are coming up into here to declare war on Lubeck and their whole trading empire. Pretty much, two people will join. Of course, Hesse will join, which will bring in their allies. I don't know to what degree they're going to call in the allies. I don't know the scale of the war, because things with the Holy Roman Emperor are always a little bit awkward, and I don't quite always understand how they work. So we'll just bring in the Commonwealth and hope that we can kick enough butt hard enough that it doesn't matter who they actually bring along for the fun. Now, we can assume safely that I think Anhalt will not join. They wouldn't help over here, so I think that debt kind of carries over. Everyone else has a pretty good-looking chance at actually going ahead with it, so we'll see how that whole thing goes. First of all, we're going to, of course, make sure we have this done here. We want to grab a guy from over here. You're the 5321. And you're... okay, yeah, clearly this guy's better. I should have just checked the side thing. I shouldn't have been dumb. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna bring all the boys together over here as well. We have 46, which is more than enough for that kind of maneuver. 33, wow, that's a lot of development. I can only imagine how killed I'm gonna get for doing this. Hopefully nothing too bad. Worst case scenario, it's all of Central Europe. best case scenario, it's two countries in Central Europe. Pretty much, right? I think so. We might have also just lost ourselves... Was it the Conquistador? No, but I did lose something else. Was it a colonist uprising? No. Nuh-uh. I definitely lost something. I don't know what it was. Do I want to check this? Oh, Khmer just embraced Renaissance. Good job, guys. God, okay. No, I don't think that was anything too important. It might have been, but at this point, it's trivial. What isn't trivial, though, is getting this university in Cambridge. That's kind of important, because we need that for a mission. Right about over here. Renovate Oxbridge, which is Oxford and Cambridge. Building manufactories is... Oh, wait. All we need is the Enlightenment. Wow, that's great. That's only another 100 years into the game. Okay, that's cool. Of course it is. Oh, that's painful. Okay, that's great. That's a good time, as far as I'm concerned. There's also the naval dude, the admiral, that, by the way, who just died. That's who it actually was. Now, I think I can say, I think I can safely assume generally that Lubeck won't expect me going over here and actually doing this thing. Which is a pretty good advantage, although it's going to take us like 600 years to land anyway, so it's not that much of an advantage, but I don't think they really see us coming, at least, which is good. Probably because they have a lot of allies, but surprise, it's the Brits back at it again with that, invading people by land, or by sea thing. Who did you bring in? Bremen, Cleves, Hesse. Is there anyone else? That's it. That's a lot less than I imagined it'd be, actually. Great. Okay. I don't know what to say. But good, I guess. Alright, that's a thing. That works in my favor. Now, Lubeck just up and left. They just abandoned ship, or abandoned land, I guess. They decided to leave for whatever reason, which is fine. Because I don't need them to siege down their country. I also don't like how my Unity keeps doing that weird going back and forth thing, where sometimes it's 0, sometimes it's 40, which messes me up a whole bunch. I know why. It's because parts of it are probably being converted, or not being converted, either cored or they're part of one of those trade boys, which trade companies. That one, yes. Did you think for a second that I wouldn't come back after seeing such garbage with my own eyes? I can also, I assume, call in like, oh, the Commonwealth. Right, you guys. Ah, yes, it looks like they finally brought in the cavalry. So I'll just bring in my own. Works for me. We'll also just go and very casually remind them who owns Norfolk over here. The Gunpowder plot, I feel like I have heard this before. It's clearly a very unique event here. Remember the 5th of November, Gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the Gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. A plot to blow up the king and the houses of Parliament has been discovered. The conspirators, led by Guy Fawkes and Robert Catesby, hid barrels of gunpowder below the Houses of Parliament and planned to detonate them when the houses were in session with the king attending. Their goal was to seize control of the government and restore England to Catholicism. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Maybe they thought it would work back then. The conspirators will undoubtedly be executed, but how should we react towards Catholics as a whole? Punish them all, which is probably not a good idea. Oh, wow, neither one of these are a good idea. Okay, we'll have to beat up people who are very far away. Finnmark and Trondelag actually... Trondelag, where is that? Sounds like it'd be a name over here, something like that. Well, oh, yeah, it's right here, except it doesn't have, like, the cross and the O that exists for that grammar purpose that I don't know what it's really for. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. We shouldn't have any problems in Finnmark, especially. Royal Navy, Norfolk, yeah, we'll just move them over. I don't know if they'll be there fast enough. Oh, they might be. No, they definitely won't be. Never mind. We're gonna have to go in the other way. Which is like this. Conveniently also right next to Finnmark, so we might go ahead and just deal with that first. Might even be faster. Then go back down around 14%. That's pretty fast, actually. Didn't expect that already. Without a single wall breach either. No, there's one wall breach, but it was a natural one. University in Cambridge is done. That is a free 6 innovativeness, and the Oxford Symposium occurs. Ooh, very nice. We'll see what the event does right after I make sure I'm still recording, because paranoia creeps up on you like that sometimes. And we're doing just fine. Okay, cool. 11 minutes in. I did set the timer for today, so that one just sort of... Or, did I? That's a real question to be asking, huh? Because I didn't, actually. So let me just, like, get rid of that and drop it back down to, like, 11 minutes, because that's... let's go 13. Cool. Okay, so... Grabbed ourselves Renovate Oxbridge, which gives us the Oxford Symposium, a recent renovation of the ancient university establishments in Oxford and Cambridge, has encouraged a productive, if somewhat heated, symposium of intelligent minds from both institutions. The symposium featured a wide-ranging debate on matters of national importance. This year, the much-anticipated subject was the philosophy of royalty. A great deal of pertinent information was collated by scholars from both universities, and the findings are, as usual, most noteworthy. Splendid. We just get 5 years of yearly legitimacy. I don't know what happened there. There'll be another symposium in 10 years. Oh, that's an ongoing thing. Okay, that's kind of cool. Wow, that is actually kind of cool, not gonna lie. That's a unique game mechanic for just getting, you know, one thing done. That's kind of neat, in my opinion. Siege of Lubeck is done. The one thing we wanted ourselves. Fortunately, it also has Bremen just sitting in here. Now, these guys are upset. It only caused... Oh, that's only 40 aggressive expansion. Hey-ho, not really that bad. If we take Bremen along for the ride for no purpose other than making people angry, we might even, I don't know. We might just hit 2 birds with 1 stone while also breaking our backs throwing it. Who knows? Who really knows? Okay, cool. I thought you guys took it for a second. I'd be a little disappointed. Good news, heavy and light ship costs decrease. That is good news, actually. I might just beef up the number of light ships we have. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Counting clicks, by the way, not ships. Just build a couple. I know they build it in a stupid way, but, well, whatever. We also get trading in naval supplies. Guess who? It's, once again, more ships. Did I say lights and heavies? Or am I losing my mind here? That was definitely heavies and lights. Okay, cool. The heavies will get some special treatment today. We do have 20 currently, but, you know, I feel like we could increase that number just a little bit, you know. Nothing too fantastic, nothing too spectacular, you know. I was thinking, just a few extras here and there. Nothing really going overboard, I don't think. Anyway, so, we have this 28% sitting here. Yeah, 21%, okay, not bad. We can get the next tech. Finally, it's Diplo. They're crying out our name because we haven't talked to them for so long. Extra bit of trade range, an extra bit of colonial range. Very nice. Catholic Zealots have taken this other place that I probably have no interest in worrying about. As for over here, we're doing pretty well. These guys also have no reason to be here other than moral support, I guess. We can come down here. I'm sure you have upgraded ships. Yes, it's actually all of our transports. It's a little bit awkward. Well, not really that awkward. We can just detach them and put them somewhere random. We actually should do that. Also, in Calabar, that's the one down here, and should be fine. We can also use our church power. Yeah, no, we're not going to. What we can do is do these things, because we haven't done this in a while. This one particularly, yes. Also do this one, and that one. Which means we can use that for a little bit of expansion. Not over here, because I forgot to turn this off, as per usual. Let's talk about down here in the East Midlands, which are pretty good. I think everything around here in the England area, I don't know if Wales counts. I'm just going to assume it doesn't, because the game, I think, treats it as different areas. It might not. I don't know. I thought it was just anything that is English culture and not part of the Scottish Marches. I don't know. We'll find out. if we do or don't get it after fixing this whole area. So we'll start in East Anglia, I suppose, with our encouraged development. I guess we'll go down here, start with a little bit of this stuff over here. 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a 1, 2, 3. Okay, these 3 areas are 25 now. I think over here we can do the same thing. There really shouldn't be that many problems with it. Dev cost goes down over time, of course. So we'll start by slapping a few into these areas. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll stop right here because we still need to have a few admin points, of course, for taking the actual stuff over here. So that's good and dandy. We also have more spaces for buildings, because of course we just expanded a little bit. Production, very nice. Keep those numbers up. Manufactories, very much so. Good stuff over here. As for trade, we're going to want to invest a lot in expanding that, but we don't have the money really for that right now. Do you have a little bit of this stuff? Okay, good, good, good. What else are we looking for? Well, we do want this to be done, first of all. 7%. Do you have a port? You do. It's a very small one, but it's there. A port is a port as long as it fits ships in it. I could shoot over there. Holy Roman Empire. Does that say Saxe-Lauenburg? Boy, the HRE really has fallen, hasn't it? Saxe-Lauenburg, like this guy, right? Yeah, this is the one. Okay, cool. I was just making sure. Just making sure. Okay, so Bremen and Lubeck. Oh, this costs how much? Excuse me, 85. Oh my god, it's 85. That's a little bit much, don't you think? Yeah, just a tad bit. I could take it by other means, of course. I'm feeling a little risky today, and that's usually not a good thing, because when I do that, I tend to make really bad decisions, but a little bit of risk never hurt anyone too much, right? I'm sure it's not like they'd have all of Central Europe and the HRE as a coalition, right? Yeah, probably not. We do have a new debate in the Parliament, though, and extra stability would be worthless. Colonists and advisor costs, pretty good. Trade efficiency, hell yes, that's pretty solid, actually. Extra money or another colonist so we can do things that don't matter. Really. Feels a little bit odd once you know that you can just take stuff from people that, if you can't colonize it, just take it. Feels a little bit odd to think like that, but really it's kind of true, but I'm still gonna do this because it gives me something to do. Don't hate me for it. Okay, prestige, Diplo, I'm a little less inclined to. Prestige, that's a lot of taking sides in Parliament. People are willing to do. Church power, that's fine. Bribes, yes, that's fine. Meritocracy, no. Diplo, probably not. Placate, it's a little bit much, but I'm willing to go with it. Ignore the corruption's fine. Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous. I mean, how much are we talking here? They do have a lot of stuff, especially that successful revolt added a lot to what they have here. So it wouldn't be so bad to add a little bit extra. Diplomatic support, support the populace. I suppose we're just gonna have to grant a little bit of diplomatic support then, and go ahead with that. Get ourselves that extra colonist. I was definitely thinking down here, by the way, because that's that sort of secures all the trade around here for us with no issues, hopefully. I think that means we can start finally moving down the rest of these little colonial garrisons to places that are actually useful. Like, not Namibia, because that's not a place we can colonize. I was always sort of hoping they'd, you know, develop some of the stuff down here a little bit more. You know, instead of just having wasteland over here, we'd have, like, something that's really bad. I mean, of course we have Ezorongondo over here, but it just doesn't feel the same as having actual provinces around here. And I know I don't think it is, at least but it feels sort of like a relic of the past from before they updated Africa with like actual places to go and like nations in it. It feels a little weird. Also a little bit of stability. You're half cost at least, which is good. But compared to this this guy giving me trade efficiency, you are nothing. We also have lots of money I might want to spend on just upgrading a little bit. But then I can also spend it on trade things, which I think I probably should instead. Yeah, probably. As for people like Augsburg, who I can't invade really. Yeah, well, I mean, we can just take money off of them in a little while. Colony's done in Baracoa, which is nice, over here. Goes right over to the English West Indies, which are a different color, and it's slightly annoying, but we're not going to talk about it too much. We do get an extra merchant, actually. That's a little interesting. That allows me to finally complete what I was trying to do over here, which is move all the stuff that was kind of starting to move up towards here, which I don't like as much. Move it towards Coromandel. It'll basically just increase the node's total wealth. It doesn't actually... you'll see. It'll increase the wealth, but it doesn't... it doesn't like use the same amount in what it sort of sends across here. Once he gets here, we'll show it, I guess. Or maybe... do you not have the one here? Oh yeah, 29 days, my bad. Cleve, send them back for... Oh, we'll go with the military, probably. We suffer from Cleves is a big nope. Over here, we'll see in a couple of days. Basically, what should happen here is that it'll increase the total value by sending money over, but the amount of influence we actually have will be, like, kind of minuscule. We have to see in a month. Anyways, 619, remember that number. It shouldn't go up very much. It should go up by a little bit. It also depends, of course, on the other people transferring. See, ourselves, for instance, we only transfer, like, a total of 2.61. So remember that number, really. That's the one that matters. Because that's how much we're actually getting out of it. Well, not entirely. It's a little more than that. We are getting the full... Okay, I'm going to stop talking about trade numbers. You guys are bored, probably. But yeah, now that we're transferring a total of 11, we're not actually getting the 11 pushed through. There you go. That's all I wanted to say. That was the gist. That's the point. Anyway, okay. Augsburg. Give me your money, and please kindly bugger off. We're just going to get rid of your alliances because I'm evil, generally speaking. And we'll just get rid of one of these things, too, because I don't care. So... have a good day, Augsburg. Next, of course, we have Friesland themselves, which I don't think we need for anything, and I'm not willing to take on that much of a pain in the HRE, so I don't think I'll touch that very much. Instead, we'll, not enforce religion. I like my religion thing. Money and war reps, rivalry, all of your friends. Okay, goodbye. Have a good day. Great, we get to move on Monday. Over to Nassau, no. Nuremberg, no. Hesse, no. Bremen. Kind of, but not really. We still have things to do. Oh, and we just grabbed Hesse's, actually. We'll go ahead with that thing over here. Actually, were any of you part of this? Because if you... Hesse's an elector. We should probably vassalize Hesse. Probably, I'm just generally speaking here. We have this opportunity to do one of the things that kind of matters a little bit, and that's, you know, going for control the electors. That's going to be a bit of a problem. We don't have nearly enough diplomatic relationship slots here. Shut up, alarm. Which is a bit of an issue. If we could maybe go for the next idea group being diplomatic, that gives us a massive advantage for that whole thing. But really, we're going to have to talk about it later. We're going to do the peace deal, we're going to do all those things, but it'll have to be tomorrow. I think... Right now, though, what we can do is clearly offer go ahead for the vassalship. It's only like, it's very little aggressive expansion. It's not a massive problem. I think it's something that's important, and we should start ahead and just go ahead and do that. Get rid of rivalry, do all that stuff here. Hesse, welcome to the club. I kind of needed that anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. As for everything else here, the other electors include Augsburg, which I probably maybe should have vassalized, but it looks unlikely to be possible at all. Anyways, you're my vassal. Anyone else? Anhaltz, Cleves, Nuremberg, Nassau. Cleves, yes. Nuremberg? Sorry, wrong one. Nuremberg is a no, Nassau no, Cleves yes. We should definitely also vassalize Cleves if we have the opportunity granted to us. They'll be a little bit upset about it, but now that I think about it, it is rather worth it. It's actually really rather worth it. We probably won't see much of an opportunity like this again in the future, but anyways, we are out of time for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. This is Quarbit signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. I would like to give a massive shout out to the following amazing patrons. In the $1 tier, we have Quiet Guy, Quaggersol, Rising Runner, and Dylan M. In the $5 tier, we have Mezid Max. And in the $20 tier, we have Chewy Shoot. You guys are doing an amazing job helping me to move this channel forward, and I cannot possibly thank you enough.